So I've been saying this for quite some time, and I think people have been against me because Enzo Maresca won the Club World Cup, and it's quite evident. It is a good thing that Maresca did win the Club World Cup, but I've been trying to tell Chelsea fans that Maresca is a very very terrible coach, and today just proves why he is. And so let me just give a general overview of the match. So they played at Old Trafford, Manchester United versus Chelsea. And in the opening minutes of the game, first 4 minutes of the game, Mbumo tries to lob the ball over Sanchez, and then Sanchez hits him. He goes down. That was an obvious red card. Everyone who watches football knows that that was a straight red, no doubt about it. Now, in situations where you are in this position, what do you do? Do you allow Mbomo to score a goal so that you still have your 11 men and come back, or just try to stop the goal? This is a dilemma I've been thinking about very much, and most players, I personally would have allowed Mbomo to score and still have my 11 first players on the pitch to make sure they can come back, because there's a possibility of them coming back than you receiving a red, bringing in your second goalkeeper, and then having one man down. After this happened, Enzo Maresca made a lot of mistakes. He took Estevao out, he took Pedro Neto out, and he took Palmer out. So he took Palmer out because of an injury, so let's put Palmer aside. But taking out Estevao and Neto, two of your best attacking players in the Premier League, two of your best attacking players, you take them off. And now they play the match. In the 14th minute, Bruno gets a goal, which is a very, very good goal. That 7th minute, Casemiro gets a goal. And now Casemiro gets a red card. Now, once Casemiro gets a red card, you can obviously see that it is now 10v10. And now that it's 10v10, you can see Enzo Maresca wants to score now because he subs in George and Malo Gusto to be the attacking force or the attacking drive on the pitch. Now you can see you can see João Pedro was out of the game because he didn't have anyone around him to play. He didn't have anyone to cross him the ball. He didn't have anyone to push him forward because Caicedo and Enzo were busy trying to keep the score at 2-0. At the time he had taken, let's say at the time he had taken Pedro Neto out and he had taken Esteban out. He is looking for someone who passing the ball, who make the run, who drive, even though they are one man down. Now, this is the problem I have with Enzo Maresca. He has all the players in the world. And let's go back to the Bayern Munich game. Enzo Maresca has terrible tactical knowledge. He doesn't know how to make substitutions. I feel he buys a vast range of players and then uses them and throws a Hail Mary, hopes that they come up with something. Because if you look at the Bayern Munich game, it was a terrible, terrible tactical decision he was making all the time. You realize that Cucurella was being bullied or was being used by Michael Olise. If you are being used by Michael Olise, it is time to double up on him. It's not add an extra man, because with Michael Olise, you do not know whether he's going to pass or he's going to dribble or he's even going to shoot. This is a man who can do all three things perfectly, and then you just throw Cucurella into that fight, and he keeps losing it every single time. This shows that Enzo Maresca has been able to trick the whole of Chelsea fan base. Because if I mean, I think Chelsea fans will argue that, oh, Enzo Maresca won the Club World Cup. If you look at the matches Chelsea had in the Club World Cup, I can boldly say, state emphatically that the only match, the only big team that Enzo Maresca faced was Fluminense and then PSG. And then even in the final, he beat a PSG team that were out of it. This was not the PSG team that won the Champions League. They were building up to something. And in the final, you can just see that they were out of it. I mean, kudos to Jean Pedro and Cole Palmer for scoring, because Cole Palmer had realized there was a trick he could use against Donnarumma and it will beat him. Donnarumma can't save balls that are stretched wide or too close to him. Because he's a tall man, he is disadvantaged in such situations. And so, yes, he won the Club World Cup. That's fine. He won the Conference League. But you can see that Enzo Maresca only does well against small teams. This is a statement of fact. And Chelsea fans need to open their eyes and see that Enzo Maresca is not that man. And now they have a serial draw with Brentford. If this is a team that is worthy of winning the Premier League someday, or let's say he's building a system where the players are capable of winning the Premier League, Brentford, who have sold Jan Wissa and then in Bruno, who have lost all their attacking prowess, you should not be drawn with them. Chelsea shouldn't have a serial draw. Have a serial draw. How do I call it? I don't even know how to put it. Have a serial draw record against Brentford. If you are interested in winning the Premier League, Brentford is not a team that should challenge you. This is the Manchester United team that has been out of it. They were shite against Man City. If you look at the football they played, and today they just decided to push forward a little, and Chelsea comes crumbling down. I feel Chelsea could have won the game because in the dying minutes of the game, you could see that now Reece James was pushing forward and making very, very good crosses. Making very good crosses, but now the attacking force had died down. If he had Estevan and Pedro Neto, they could have broke United's defense down easily because at this time United were shaking, were whimpering. They do not know how to keep a lead. Enzo Maresca needed to keep Estevan and Pedro Neto on. I think he panicked. Enzo Maresca in this game against Chelsea panicked. And if you look carefully at this whole Chelsea setup, this is a good team, but I don't think it's a good team enough to compete with the big boys. Chelsea is not that team. Chelsea cannot be the team to compete with the big teams. So you meet Bayern Munich in your first Champions League match and you are losing by 3 goals already. It was a walk in the park for Bayern Munich. It was a walk in the park for Bayern Munich. If Chelsea wants to win something, wants to be a team that we should be scared of, move back when we see them, they should be able to beat the smaller teams and do better. Even in the Conference League final, you can see that Real Betis had their pedal, had their feet, had their metal had their pedal to the metal. Sorry, I'm trying to get the phrase right. Had their pedal to the metal, and you know, individual brilliance again comes for the into the rescue for Enzo Maresca. So if Enzo Maresca is looking to play good football, he should do better with his tactical setup. He has the man, he has the personnel. He can do way, 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 way better than he's doing. If not, they should find another coach. If you look at his record at Parma, after just 14 games, this man was sacked. Just like Ten Hag. I mean, Ten Hag did play less games and got sacked, but you can see Enzo Maresca has been able to trick Chelsea by just winning the Club World Cup. And the Club World Cup, Chelsea's run, they had just met small teams throughout. Same thing with the Conference League. Now Chelsea is facing big teams, and they can't even beat the struggling Manchester United. I personally think Enzo Maresca should do better, and if he really wants his team to do well and be worth and be competitive, he should make a good tactical setup, and that's it for today, folks. I think Enzo Maresca has tricked all Chelsea fans, and Chelsea fans just need to wake up and see the fraud he is.